Hello, Time Lords. It is Friday, and this time I got to watch the Doctor Who Christmas special on Christmas Day, which was pretty cool. I'm not quite sure if I've seen the Christmas specials from previous Doctors. I think I have, because I'm not quite sure. I'm just assuming that they were because they occurred on Christmas, and usually Christmas specials have something to do with Christmas, I believe. So compared to the ones that I think were Christmas specials, I think that this one was different in regards to how previously the theme was tragic things happen around or mostly on Christmas Day, and then it's usually the cause of alien forces rather than humans, but this time it was humanity's fault that there was a war, or I'm not quite sure if the war was due to any alien forces, but for the most part it was mostly humanity, so there's that little aspect of this episode that made it kind of sadder. I think that was one of the key points which made me cry a lot for, like the death of the dad. That was sad, or the supposed death of the dad. But I watched this episode with my nephews who hadn't ever actually seen an episode of Doctor Who or even heard of Doctor Who until that day, so I don't think they lack souls, it's just they lack knowledge. Yeah, Stacy, so yours probably, if they knew what Doctor Who was, because apparently Doctor Who is more well known there. I got one of my nephews to say that he was going to attempt to watch Doctor Who, so he's going to go on Netflix, he said, so we'll see how that goes, because I'm not necessarily antisocial, it's just I'm one of the very few nerds in my family, and they don't really know to what extent my nerdiness is. Socializing is a little difficult sometimes, but I manage for the most part. Anyways, I digress. It was very sad. The first part where I just begin to hold back tears was when the wife was in bed and then she got the paper, and then that's the first time we see that her husband has died, and that was really sad. The waterworks started to fully work when we were watching the husband die a second time, I suppose, but this time it was with her and through her eyes, kind of through the time vortex, and she's having to experience her husband's death, but then her children also have to watch their daddy die, and they didn't even know. So that was kind of really sad, and I just let all of the tears out. And then I cried even more when it was time for her to tell her kids that their dad had died, and there were so many tears. And then those tears turned to happy tears when we find out that, spoilers, I guess, well, not any more spoilers if you've seen Stacy's video, but the dad lives. And I kind of suspected that because I didn't really think that they would make us watch him die again for no reason. So I was very excited for knowing that before it actually happened. But yes, that's all I really thought about this episode. It was really sappy, and I like sappy, so it's a good thing. I really enjoyed this episode. I cried so much. I'm pretty sure that my tears could fill a cup kind of like this size. I was crying for so long. One of the funny parts, though, that I thought was hilarious, which bears no relevance to the episode as a whole, was when the Doctor missed the hammock. Then I saw this post on Tumblr that was like, I don't think that was planned. I think that they wanted the Doctor to actually land in the hammocks, but Matt Smith missed, so they kept it. And I really like that reasoning. I hope it's true. Alright, so gifts. I got a lot of clothing and a lot of money. More money than usual, actually. As I mentioned already, my family doesn't necessarily really know me as my personal life, I suppose. They more know about like where I go to school, what my GPA is, what I'm studying, what are my plans in the future, extracurriculars, how I did in high school, that kind of stuff, like the general family stuff, not necessarily like personal. And I don't quite share my personal life so much with a lot of people. They don't really know about my nerdy side, so they don't really know what to get me, ever. They know that my favorite color is purple, but that's about it. For most of my years, they've been getting me purple things, like clothes that I never wear, because I actually don't wear that much purple clothing. I think they noticed that I hadn't been wearing or using any of the things that they had given me, because, one, they were either scented and I have asthma, so I usually had to give that away quite quickly, and then if they were clothing that I didn't really want to wear or found no use of, usually they got me the wrong size, and then whenever I'd ask for a receipt, they would be like, oh, we don't have one, just give it to your sister, so I usually did that. I always got those kinds of gifts where you know that the person didn't really know what to get you, so they got you this. And yes, that's basically all my gifts were, so I'm not complaining at all this year. It was lovely. I got to spend a lot of time with family and friends, and I was so happy that day. So I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to do next week. I don't think that we're watching another episode of Old Who, and I don't know if there's a new episode. I'm pretty sure there's not a new episode yet. So I was going to suggest that we write a song, guys. I don't know, this is probably a really bad idea because I'm not creative at all. But what if we got like the tune for the New Year's tune? I don't know. I can't really remember the New Year's tune off of my head right now, but I'm pretty sure there's a tune that goes along with the New Year. And so I think we should divide that song into like parts, and then we should write lyrics to it. It doesn't have to make sense, but it has to be Doctor Who related. What do you guys think? I'm pretty sure that this is kind of late in the week, so I guess it'd be too late to do it next week already, but sometime? I don't know. It'd be cool if we wrote a song that wasn't necessarily a song. I don't know. I'm not creative at all. Like, I really am not that creative. It takes so much brain power to be creative for me. But that is all. I will see you guys next week. Ta-ta for now.